Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm kind of waiting for some epoxy to dry on the current project. I've been shooting some video footage for a while, kind of a revisit on the pieces that I built in the shop, the finishes that I use, and how they're holding up, and I thought I'd take you along for that journey. So I'm going to put them in somewhat chronological order, and then the latest stuff which you've seen, especially the bedroom set, it's just too new to really revisit and show you how it's holding up. It's seen so little use. There's also some projects, well, like this guy and this guy over here that you haven't seen yet, but they're coming up in future videos. So stay tuned and yeah, enjoy the ride. This piece was built pretty early in my woodworking career, really. It's built in Sapele. Was built for my kids. It was a wedding gift. It's got raised panel sides, drawers kind of to match. This was a big time learning piece. So it's got side glides. Yes, I wish I'd have done the undermounts. Machine cut dovetails with a jig, but certainly a super nice piece. So this piece has been in everyday use for, well, several years now. And it's really held up well. It could stand a little refinish, a little touch up, some sanding and reshoot, but this was all shot with General Finishes waterborne finish, and I'm really happy with how it's held up over the years that it's been in use. So this is the Maloof rocking chair. I built this really before I was doing YouTube stuff. This was a Wood Whisperer Guild project. It was a lot of fun to build. The finish on this is tried and true, and it's a dual-edged sword. I wish it was a little shinier, a little bit more luster, but then again, it's due for a touch-up, and the repairs will just be super easy. Just a light sanding and apply some more tried and true, and it's right back in business. This is a daily user. Somebody's in this chair literally every day. So those are the back slats in the chair. As you can see, they probably are wearing worse than anything else on the chair. I'm not sure why, but they are. Like I said, this chair is due for a touch-up. And that is the very original table Lazy Susan that I did for our house. That piece is several years old, and I have not done anything to it. And it certainly sees daily use and abuse. That was General Finishes again, waterborne, and just super amazed at how well it's held up. So the outfeed table has been the workhorse in this shop day in and day out for a long time. It was hit with General Finishes waterborne finish, and this thing is it's just held up super well. One of my favorite builds of all time, really, because I use it every single day. The top is getting a little rough. It's probably time for some sanding and another coat of finish on here, but as it is right now, if I drip glue on it, it chips right off, and I have no issues with it. I'll give you a close-up of the tabletop to show you what all this work has done to it. So I know it's hard to get on camera, but there's a lot of little things going on where I've squeezed out epoxy or gouged the top a little bit, or whatever the case may be. But all in all, I'm super happy with how this has held up to daily abuse with really nothing more than a waterborne finish. Everything is still functioning nice, nothing is really moved. Super happy. So the planer cart, which we did a long time ago, I actually did this right at the tail end of the outfeed table build. So it was finished at the same time as the outfeed table. Both were hit with General Finishes waterborne finish just because I had some on hand, and it was shop furniture. This cart gets rolled all over the shop and gets hooked up in a few different places, and it's really just held up well. I've been super happy with this cart. Okay, the steamer trunk was one of my projects I did on YouTube. I did this with Chet in San Jose when I was there for work. Fun project, pretty rushed. I think I finished this one in my own shop, as a matter of fact. It's now more of a living room decoration than anything else, so The General Finishes High Performance is really holding up well. All the hardware is still working really well. The towel rack is probably one of the hardest items in my house to film. This room is just not that big. This was done in teak, and it was actually finished with salad bowl finish, mainly because I was curious how it was going to hold up. Well, it's had towels pulled off of those rods at least twice a day, and it's really held up well. I'm very impressed. And I built this little base for my grandfather's tool chest as I was putting my shop together. So because we needed a table in the living room, even with all the new furniture, this table is still here and I don't see it going anywhere. Again, it sees daily use and I don't think you can hurt that thing. So the living room tables were more of a recent project. I believe I finished that with Armor Seal and then followed that up with High Performance, a waterborne poly. Again, sees daily use, holding up super well. I'm super happy with them. And more importantly, the wife's happy with them. Okay, so y'all remember the router bit cabinet. This was finished with Armor Seal. This is, I don't know, it's probably only 6 months old or so. Holding up really well. And I'll give you a close-up view, but I did come back and I added the Rockler inserts to them, which allows just for one size fits all holes in the cabinet. And then it'll hold both 1/2-inch shanks and 1/4-inch shanks. So I really like the inserts. They work just super well. No complaints at all with those. Everything else, nothing has changed. It's just seen daily shop use and typical stuff. So it's holding up about like I expect shop furniture to hold up. And there's a close-up view of how the inserts go in there. So there you go, guys. As you can see, I'm kind of a big fan of General Finishes. It just does a wonderful job. So I don't see any reason to move on or change things up just for the sake of changing things up. So anyways, guys, until the next time, take care.